Hello, my name is Sonia Priyatna. In this video, I will present my project Advanced Data Science for IBM Specialization. My project is about cybercrime, a large topic that is web page phishing detector. Let's get started. What is phishing? Phishing is a type of cybercrime in which targets are contacted by email, telephone, or text message by someone posing as a legitimate institution to lure individual into providing sensitive data such as personally identifiable information, banking and credit card detail and password. The information is then used to access important account of the victim, and it's mostly results in identification and financial loss. Phishing is one of the most popular cybercrime among attackers, as it is easier to trick someone into clicking a malicious link which seems legitimate than trying to break through a computer-driven system. This is an example how attacker will send the email to the victim, and then the victim will click the email and goes to the phishing URL website, and then the victim will input the credential privacy code, and then the attacker will collect the data credential of the victim, and then lastly attacker will access the legitimate website and taking what the attacker wants. Phishing attacks have been causing havoc for many years. They are increasingly becoming a monster all over the world. Being a data scientist, I challenge myself to solve this problem using the power of machine learning and data science. My objective is develop a model detector that would automatically detect phishing attack and contributing to cybersecurity analysis. And then I define the dataset. The dataset was obtained from Kaggle.com. The author is Manis KCOC, and the title is Web Page Phishing Detection. The dataset consists of 11,481 sample and 89 feature. Like in the figure, you can see this figure take from my project IBM Jupyter Notebook using pandas data frame and showing the head of the first 5 rows. The feature is URL is the name of URL identified by the author, which is phishing or legitimate. The line URL is identified how many characters in the URL, and then a line host name, IP, NB dot, NB hyphen, NB at, NBQM, etc. Data quality assessment. The data are found missing values and no imbalance. The URL column is used for extracting a picture F1 until F56. The prediction class are imbalanced with 50,741 phishing and 5,740 legitimate ones. Feature engineering. Feature URL was spread into 3 sets of feature. Basically, data contain 3 sets of feature to determine its legitimate. They are URL-based feature is FO till F56. Content-based feature is F57 until F80, and external-based feature is F81 until 87. The column IP and NB hyphen has some entries as zeros and 1, which has to be replaced to 0 and 1 numeric value. Okay, and this is exploration and visualization URL based use. IP filter when its zero legitimate address are mostly compared to phishing. Similarly, when its one phishing address is more compared to legitimate address. Okay, version of the IP address in this URL can play a significant role identifying whether the address is phishing or legitimate. NBW3, the 0 no W3 in the link, more phishing compared to legitimate. One more legitimate compared to phishing website. It's obvious as more phishing website does not contain W3 in their web link. Okay, HTTP page in the link are zeros, is less than phishing, and 1 is more phishing compared to legitimate site. This is surprising also, as I expect that HTTPS websites are usually are secure, and with and we redirection phishing activity increase with redirection mode. Some Computer like phishing statistic report and suspicious ID share almost equal on of phishing and legitimate case with count equal to 0. As we have at least one count, it contributes to phishing site. Observation graph about graph. If plain host name greater than 21, then there is a large possibility it's phishing site. Okay, observation from this graph. If n dot greater than 3 and b slash greater than 4 and ratio digit we are greater than 0.0219, longest word row greater than 13 and longest word path greater than 12, average host greater than 10, average word path greater than 7, 10, there is a larger possibility that is phishing site. I believe the Twitter NB semicolon NBAQ and IBM score percent and NB ratio digit host doesn't contribute to the classification as much as the phishing and legitimate contribution are almost equal. Okay, as you can see in the figure of the correlation, I will conclusion NBQ is highly correlated with NBQM and NBN. Length word row abnormal subdomain and ratio digit hosts are positively correlated. Average word row and longest word row are highly correlated. Average word house or word house and longest word house are highly correlated. Average word path correlated with longest word house and longest word path average for row. Okay. When Google index is 0, the number of legitimate sites are more, whereas the opposite hold true. When Google index is 1, when we have the DNS record value as 1, mostly it corresponding to phishing site. Okay. When domain age is high, then it's more of a legitimate site, a phishing site will be usually reported and blocked when it's identified. The domain age is an important attribute for classifying whether a site is legitimate or not. Okay, when the URL, when the web traffic is visited less than 2.0, then it's more of a phishing site, as the visitor will be less for phishing site. Pagerank correspondent to site popularity will be very low for phishing site. Hence, we can see high count for phishing site for rank less 2.0 and less count for rank between 5.0 and 10.0. Okay, the external base filter are not correlated with each other much, as I can see the highest correlated feature are domain age and PageRank having 60% correlation. Okay, most of categorical column in the content category seem to be not useful in the model building, as they contribute equally for both phishing and legitimate case column like domain title, domain with copyright, empty title provide variants, which can be exploit with building the model. Number of set anchor between pipe and ATC have more legitimate compared to phishing site. If NB hyperlink is high, then it's probably a factor for suspecting a phishing site. Ratio external redirection and external error ratio are positively correlated with phishing activity. Model performance indicator. To handle invalid outpace, balance accuracy score always use balance accuracy is calculated of the average of the proportion correct of each class individually. The SIG model where used are random classifier, decision tree classifier, XGBoost classifier, logistic regression, SGD classifier, and NMLP classifier. The result, the model compared and documented using this graph. As you can see, the base use case for prediction phishing site URL is random forest classifier. There is get 90%, 90%, and the second is XGBoost classifier, get 97%. The third is decision tree classifier, 96%, and logistic regression is 78%, and MLP classifier 54%, and SGD classifier 41%. Okay, this is the top of 25 features most important I have documented. Google Index feature contribute high to classifying whether a link is phishing or not. The other top contributors are page rank and billing, and we have hyperlink, domain age. Another thing to note from here is most of external feature group initially contribute to classification, followed by URL-based feature. Only few content-based URL contribute to classification, whereas most of them redundant are. Conclusion: data was clean, explored, and visualized. Transformation were tested and applied. SIG model were tried, and top 25 correlating features were isolated. Feature way, future work. Augment to the model with new feature as necessary. Change the model paradigm, get more data. Okay, thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope everything was clear. If there are any questions, please feel free to comment and reach out me via email. Thank you very much.